Okay. This is now like the 10th recording I've done for this, but I think I finally have a very succinct way of being able to properly categorize the information that I need to show you. And it's just an interesting bug right now with Plague and Poison Javelin. I'm not the person who discovered this. Actually, person in Llama's community made Warren aware. Warren worked with them to test a bunch of different stuff. Then Pavke saw this. Pavke made me aware. Then I yelled at Warren to come hang out in the stream. And what you have is I've gone and tested a bunch of different stuff, and I have my findings to report to you. The TLDR is that if you hit a target with the Plague or the Poison Javelin, you get double the poison damage as opposed to just running them through the cloud. So if you don't want any other information, that's your TLDR. That's what you can walk away with. Hit the target with the Plague and Poison Javelin. You get double your poison damage. Easy, simple, dimple. Now let me actually show you the testing to prove this, and then talk about some of the deeper mechanics that, oddly enough, I was already capturing in my previous build guides about how you should be maximizing Poison and Plague Javelin builds. But it's really nice to be able to put this all into a single video so that you can kind of see it. But let's go use players 8 Eldritch in Hell, and I'm going to run this timer. I'm just going to show you what you can expect and the simple tests that we're using to be able to prove it. Okay, so what I have for you now, and I'm going to use this to do all the testing, are just a couple of Eldritch's minions. I'm going to throw a Poison Javelin at one of them, and then I'm going to run them through a Poison Javelin cloud. So you can see the difference in kill speed. Just to show you, the damage here is 120,000 to 127,000 over 100 seconds. So it applies a ton of damage, but over a very long amount of time. And we're just going to hit one of them with Poison Javelin, and we're going to time it out. We're starting at 28 seconds. Here we go. That one missed. So this one is actually a cloud test as opposed to the javelin test, because we actually got the miss indicator there. So let's go ahead and see how long it takes to kill. This is a cloud test. I wanted to do a javelin test, but we missed. I wish I could use Plague Javelin because it does so much more damage. It does work the exact same way. We've already tested that. The issue is getting it really concise enough to be able to show you the results. So we're going to use this one instead, but yes, it works for Plague Javelin as well. All right, we're coming up close. Started at 28 seconds and dead. So 28 seconds to there is 42 seconds. We're up at 41 minutes and 10 seconds from 40 minutes and 28 seconds. So that was 42 seconds to kill the monster with Poison Javelin. Now let me show you it again when I hit the monster with the Javelin, and hopefully this time it actually hits. All right, so that time it actually hit. You notice that we got the lightning proc on it, as well as not getting the miss indicator. And let's go ahead and see how long this one takes. You can already tell that it's going much faster here. All right, so they're dead. That took about 13 seconds. So the damage output that we saw there is drastically higher than when we just hit it with the cloud. And then there's one other interesting thing to note here, and it's that if you've already been following the Plague or Poison Javelin the way that I have it built out, you'll also be using swap tech on your character to be able to apply a ton of minus enemy resistance before it actually hits the target, as well as additional +2 skill damage. So I'm going to do the exact same test again where I want to hit them with the spear, but before it hits, I'm going to swap over to the Death's Web and show you just how much faster it kills even then. So let's just make sure, in hope that I can do this all, I'm actually just going to test out doing it right here and swapping. All right, so I need a little bit of time. Here we go. Perfect, we got it there. Let's see how long it takes to kill. Done, that was 7 seconds. So hitting the monster with the Javelin, which already gets you a faster kill time than just running them through the cloud, and then also swapping before the Javelin hits, continues to get you greater and greater efficiencies in the Plague Javelin and the Poison Javelin's total damage output. Now this is pretty antithetical to the original consideration of how to play Plague and Poison Javelin in the past, which was just kind of throw Plague Javelin, run them through the cloud, since it doesn't matter if it hits. And that was true for a while, but for whatever reason, something in D2R changed, and it's difficult to point out exactly what it looks like. But since both Plague and Poison Javelin create a missile that applies poison bitrate on the same frame that the actual Javelin hits the target, it would appear as if the cloud bitrate and the javelin bitrate are both applying to the target. So you get the same poison length, but double the damage per frame. And the interesting thing is that if you have been following my build guide or difference in gameplay style, where I say that you should actually max out attack rating, because the base skills themselves, while they're supposed to apply base attack rating, they actually don't. Like Plague Javelin actually doesn't apply its attack rating to your skill, even though it says so. I've already been attempting to educate people to use things like Enchant from Demon Limb to make sure that they're actually hitting. And the reason why I would say that is so that you can pierce. You need to hit the target to be able to pierce the target. But it turns out that in attempting to educate to use attack rating to pierce to make your build more effective, we were already capturing this weird bug in the overall strength of the build. Now that was a lot of words. Let me just give a TLDR for that. Since we want to hit the target with the javelin itself to get double the poison bitrate damage, by making sure to max out attack rating and actually hitting targets with the spear, as opposed to just running them through the cloud, we've been capturing that bonus damage. And by piercing, as long as you make sure to swap over as well, you're already getting the biggest total damage output. But for people who haven't been playing this way, literally hitting the target with the javelin from either poison or plague will literally double the total damage that you're doing against them. So again, this is not something that I discovered. I was actually completely unaware of this, even though the way that I've been trying to tell people how to play on this overall build was capturing it. I was not aware. Again, somebody from Llama's Discord community made Warren aware. Warren and Pavke saw that. Pavke made me aware. And then we sat here and kind of tested it. But those are the numbers just to show that it is in fact working, that swap tech is also buffing it. And then I don't really know why it's happening. It just shouldn't be. The only thing I'd really like to test is if it is literally because the two separate poison damage sources are being applied on the exact same frame, so it's adding them together. I would love to get 8 Poison Javelin Amazons into a single game, get them perfectly interspersed around a target with a lot of life, and then have them all hit the target simultaneously, because there's theoretically a world where being able to apply multiple sources of poison bitrate via different missiles on the same frame might actually add their damage together. And then what can you do with that? I'm not exactly sure. That's kind of the problem. There's a world where potentially on a necromancer, using the poison explosion, as well as hitting them with a missile from Poison Nova simultaneously, might be able to add them together. There's a lot of different theoretical ways that this could be applied if we could figure out exactly how it's working. So if you are somebody who is really into testing this type of stuff, take this, do your own testing, hit me back, either hit me up in Discord, post it on Reddit, tag me in it, whatever you need to do. But there might be something here to make poison damage vaguely relevant outside of pure memery in Diablo 2. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because it might just be a thing that a single Amazon can do to just bump up her damage output, but there's potential. So again, let me know what you think. Hit me up on Discord, post it on Reddit and tag me in it, do whatever you need to do. Hit up other people in other Discords as well if you're more comfortable being there. Eventually either Pavke or Warren will probably make me aware if you already chit chat with them in different Discord channels. Eventually all filters up back to me again anyways. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that you found that interesting. And again, just kind of hit people with your javelin instead of running them through the cloud, and you'll get better damage output. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video.